Hello, I'm Katherine Hansen, and I'll be speaking about archaeological site preservation in this video. I am a secretary scholar at the Smithsonian's Museum Conservation Institute, a research unit of the Smithsonian Institution in Washington, D.C. My doctorate is in traditional Mesopotamian archaeology, and one of the best parts of my job is that I get to focus on the practical side of my field when I teach at the Iraqi Institute for the Conservation of Antiquities and Heritage. Archaeological site preservation can include a wide variety of management practices, such as physical efforts for protection, like fences, as you see here, or establishing a buffer zone, research and analysis of the site, and planning for tourism. It can also include signage or elevated walkways, among other things. You can find more resources and overviews of the types of archaeological site management in the links provided. And you can learn more about the international charters that form the basis for this type of site management work in the Introduction to Architectural Conservation, the fourth video in this series. One of the most important aspects of archaeological site preservation is mapping a site. You cannot protect an archaeological site if you do not know where it starts and stops. So in this video, I will introduce the elements involved in mapping an archaeological site as one important component of archaeological site preservation. There are a wide range of types of archaeological sites in Iraq, everything from caves, like Shanidar Cave here, to wide flat surfaces with visible remains, like the picture of Islamic Hatra here. The vast majority of known archaeological sites in Iraq are tells, elevated mounds created by human habitation that rise above the floodplain. It is important to note that even in areas with tells, archaeological sites typically extend beyond the obvious elevated area, and identifying the entire site is one of the reasons it is important to create maps. A paper or digital map will record the location and extent of the site. You might be most familiar with using maps on your phone or computer, and those digital maps have the same key components as any map in any archaeological excavation report or archaeological survey. Most maps have a north arrow, showing which way to orient the map, and almost all maps have a scale bar, illustrating the ratio of the distance on the map to the actual distance on the ground. Satellite images are another useful tool for documenting sites and assessing damage to archaeological sites. Satellites have long orbited Earth, and the images they take can be used by archaeologists. Historic satellite images of archaeological sites in Iraq can be found online at the Corona Atlas. More recent satellite imagery is available from online mapping resources such as Google Maps or Bing Maps. Similarly, Google Earth is a commonly used resource for satellite images. The way to find any archaeological site on a satellite image or on any map is to know its geographic coordinates. Coordinates are two numbers that provide information on an exact position on Earth. When you use a map, your coordinates will often be the latitude and longitude of a location. Latitude and longitude lines encircle the globe and create a grid that allows us to describe a precise location using numbers. There are a variety of coordinate systems. One of the most frequently used coordinate systems in archaeological survey work is UTM. This creates zones with numbers that follow them. For Iraq, the UTM zone is 38 south, which is then followed by a specific number. For example, this is the UTM coordinates as listed for the Kirkuk Citadel in the entry for the citadel on Wikipedia. When you want to find the coordinates of a site, you can look them up on a physical map or a print of a satellite image. And you can typically find them on a digital map by dropping a pin, as shown here in this example, a pin placed in Google Maps, and then the coordinates are circled there in red at the bottom. When you are at an archaeological site that you would like to locate on a satellite image or otherwise know the geographic coordinates of, you can use Global Positioning System units to find your locations, GPS unit for short. On a smartphone, you can use a compass app or another GPS app. Some phones come with a compass app included, and other ones will need that downloaded. Here you see the coordinates listed on a cell phone You see those on the other cell phone here. Another tool you can use is a standalone GPS unit. A GPS unit, or a mobile phone, will communicate its location with satellites to triangulate its precise geographic coordinates. Documenting an archaeology site through map making was traditionally done using hand measurements and drawing with pen and paper. This non-digital approach is still available today, using measuring tapes, compasses, rulers, pen, and paper. More commonly today, archaeological sites are documented using a geographic information system software. These can be open source and freely available online, such as QGIS, as you see here, or commercially available software, such as ArcGIS, as you see here. GIS programs can allow you to easily make maps of archaeological site locations, and they can offer tools to measure and document change at sites over time. Things that can be visible as change over time can include things such as vegetation changes, increases in erosion, or human interference, like looting. GIS software can also be used to digitize and georeference existing old maps or recent hand-drawn maps. Preservation of archaeological sites is an important, if challenging, task. And an important component of that task is being able to map where the site starts and stops. In this video, I briefly introduced the main parts of map making and documenting the location and extent of an archaeological site. Protecting a site works best if municipal authorities and other relevant government organizations know where that site is located. Once a site is located, that information can be used to help protect it from any potential future damage, such as construction or other earth-moving activities. Map-making with satellite imagery and GIS software allows archaeologists to work with relevant government or offices to document change at a site over time. Thank you for watching this presentation, and I hope the information we've shared today gives you a sense of map-making for archaeological site preservation. Before you go, please know that there are 3 other videos in this series, and they include information on caring for museum collections, architectural conservation, and preparing for and responding to disasters at heritage sites. And each video also has an introduction video. You can find them here at this link. Thanks for joining us.